When it comes to choosing a path to address their business needs, your buyers have many different options to choose from. So why should they select you and your SAP offering? Well, your value proposition will have the answer to that question. A value proposition is a concise statement that communicates the unique value and benefits that your SAP offering gives to prospects. It outlines why your offering is valuable, relevant, and superior to alternatives in the market. Why is it important to have a value proposition? Because you can use it to form the foundation of persuasive sales pitches and engagements with prospects. It grabs one's attention. A strong value proposition captures the attention of your contacts by highlighting the key benefits and features your product or service provides. It sets the stage for meaningful conversations and engagements. It's differentiating. In a competitive market, a compelling value proposition distinguishes your offering from competitors. It emphasizes what makes your solution unique, valuable, and preferable to potential customers. It addresses pain points. A well-crafted value proposition addresses the pain points and challenges faced by your potential customers. It demonstrates how your product or service solves specific problems and improves the customer's situation. It drives interest and engagement. By clearly articulating the benefits and outcomes customers can expect, a value proposition piques interest and encourages your contacts to engage further in discussions and evaluations. It guides sales conversations. The value proposition serves as a guide for your sales conversations. It can help you focus on relevant features, benefits, and use cases that align with your lead's needs and priorities. It builds credibility and trust. A strong value proposition builds credibility and trust with your leads. It showcases your understanding of their challenges and positions your offering as a trustworthy solution that delivers tangible value. It increases conversion rates. When you effectively communicate a compelling value proposition, it increases the likelihood of converting leads into prospects and prospects into customers. Your buyers understand the value they will gain, making the decision-making process smoother. So how do you create a value proposition? In this lesson, we are going to look at two approaches to do so. The first approach is by using a tool called the Value Proposition Canvas, which helps you map the capabilities of your SAP offerings to the business needs of your buyer personas. Once your mapping is complete, you then create value proposition statements that expand on this mapping. You can find a link to the canvas in the resources section of this lesson. In addition, there's an entire course dedicated to using this tool. You can find a link to it in the resources section as well. The second approach also maps the capabilities of your SAP offering to the business needs of your customers. Except this time, you go through an exercise where you would answer a series of questions about your customers, your offering, and even your competition. By doing so, you can gather valuable information, insights, and guidance to craft a compelling and effective value proposition that resonates with prospects and drives sales success. So what kinds of questions should you ask? Here are a few categories and questions to get you started. Who are your buyers, the industries they serve, their job roles, and their challenges? How does your offering deliver value? What problems does it solve? What benefits does it provide? How are current customers using it? In what way do you compete? How do you position yourself in the market? How do you differentiate? How do your customers perceive you? What are the current market trends, and how does your offering addresses the challenges and opportunities that arise from these trends? Are there specific sales and marketing strategies that have worked for you in past campaigns? And finally, how have your previous value propositions performed? Answering and reflecting on the questions about your previous value propositions are particularly important because it encourages you to think about whether you are keeping them relevant, specific, and in tune with changing market conditions. You can get a list of all these questions in a downloadable document found in the resources section of this lesson. And don't forget to leverage your internal sales, customer success, pre-sales, and marketing teams to help answer these questions. Is there a case to have multiple value propositions? Absolutely. You might have multiple personas you wish to target. For example, what drives and inspires an HR leader is likely different than that of a CFO, but depending on the company, either one, or perhaps both of these buyer personas can be involved in the buying decision. Another scenario is that you serve different industries, and you decide that your messaging needs to be industry-specific. You might have multiple value propositions for the solution you are selling, especially if its features are diverse and varied. For example, SAP SuccessFactors has functionality for recruiting, onboarding, payroll, and workforce management. It leverages intelligent technology. It is cloud-based. You could create value propositions for each of these features or for the entire solution. Finally, your company as a whole might have an organizational level value proposition, which would describe how they themselves help their customers achieve business goals and solve business problems. Now that you know what a value proposition is and how to create one, how do you apply it in your work as a BDR? It's important to consider that while a value proposition itself is a statement or a paragraph, it doesn't have to be the same message everywhere, repeated over and over again. It's actually best to consider it as your message's mindset or guiding principle, the foundation of much of your messaging. This means that there can be many ways to express your value prop. When you build your sales campaigns around a value proposition, you'll have an easier time crafting messages and scripts that resonate with the audience you are targeting. You'll also have an easier time with research because you'll have a better idea of the business topics that are of importance to your buyers. There are some additional documents and links in the resources section of this lesson to help you. Be sure to check them out. Your value proposition is completely focused on your buyers and communicates how they will benefit if they choose your company and offering. So make sure it's the foundation of much of your messaging. When your value prop describes how your offering can help your buyers complete their jobs, achieve their desired gains, and deal with their existing pains, it will speak to their specific needs and you'll have a better chance of capturing their attention.